Hello and welcome back to the mother of its ethers, bitch. My my name is Chloe, aka Clearly Chloe. This is my very good-looking co-host, David Banks, over there. And thank you guys for watching last week's episode. If you tuned in and every episode prior to that, subscribing, showing us love on socials. We're so appreciative and grateful for all the love and support. And we are very excited for today's episode, which is Read the Room, where Mr. Banks is going to kind of dive into the astrological, like how to tell if a sign likes you or not kind of vibe, which I'm excited for because I know nothing about that kind of thing. So I'm excited to kind of listen. And if we have time, I'm going to go more into the intuitive, how to sense the energy when no one is even speaking type shit.
Ooh,
So I think that it will be very interesting to kind of dive into everything. And we will waste no time. So without further ado, baby, go right ahead.
all right, all right. First off, how you doing? You good?
I know I'm so bad at like checking in during these things because I'm just like, hey, audience, like I'm excited. Let's just dive right into everything. But thank you. I appreciate that you ask me how I am every single time, which is, I'm very fond of that. I'm pretty good. I'm kind of chilling by myself for the next few weeks. I'm gonna have a lot of writing to do. Your girl is determined to get the first draft of her book done. Okay, so
Ooh,
after we're moving through this, we're working on a title. The tentative title is gonna be The Work You Refuse to Do, which is which is very punchy, okay? About kind of the inner work, the shadow, the alignment work that people either don't know about, but if they do know about it, they don't be doing it. All about the subconscious, okay, and tuning your energy. So I think that this topic today is kind of on brand with self-awareness and kind of those things. So if you guys don't see me, it's because I'm shutting out the world so I can tap into my writer energy. But
yeah,
yeah, that's pretty much it for me. How are you though?
it's all good. My birthday was a few days ago, so
Yes!
with the release of this recording, it would have been a week already. But uh, yeah, I'm 33. You know what I'm saying? The Jesus number, you know what I'm saying, the vertebrae number, for all my Kundalini people out there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. But I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's sunny outside. I might go outside after this recording just to get some air. But other than that, I'm cool.
33 and thriving.
Oh yeah, like to hear it. Woo!
Gotta love it. Very important. Glad it's sunny over there. It is rainy the house down boots over here. So I still might try to go out and get some air anyway, but if you get a picture of me with all my eyeliner streaming down my face, don't worry, it was just the rain.
Damn. Well, that's good.
Yeah, good. Good stuff. Let's inform the people.
So I'm gonna start it off when a lot of people always think when you're approached, it's always, oh, it is my moon sign because it's intuitive, it's my subconscious. True, but you always got to remember it's like first it's your personality, right? It's your rising sign that people get to see as an aesthetic of how you dress yourself, literally. But most of the time, it's your sun sign, how people actually get to read you because that's how you act with one another, right? So I'm not gonna, you know, categorize it with element or archetype. I'm gonna just go ahead down the wheel. So I'm gonna start with Aries, right? Typically with Aries, you know, they're leaders anyways, right? And they're cardinal signs. So a lot of the times it's more like how you know they don't like you is if you can't pass their tests, right? Or you can't really stand up for yourself, not in the way of fighting, but like you can't really just do for yourself. You can't carry your own weight because Aries hates that because they're more of a support system. Unlike Libra, they're opposites. They're both support, but it's different. It's more like Aries is more motivational, and Libras are more kind of nurturing with the support. So, um, how you can tell if an Aries does like you is if you're leading before them.
I was gonna say,
Like,
do people even know when Aries is testing them on something?
Oh, for sure. If you guys are in the same, let's say you guys are doing the same thing at a job. Let's say you guys are both cooks, but the Aries may be a lead cook, right? But you're trying to get a lead position with them. They may give you hard tasks like, oh, can you make this meal in this amount of time?
Mm.
And if you can't do it, it's like, you ain't fit for it. Or they'll give you other tests too, like, oh, if I'm making this, can you get these ingredients real quick? You know what I'm saying? It's like different little obstacles that they may give you in order for them to be like, oh, okay, I could trust you. You know how
That
to.
makes sense to me in a work setting. Do you feel like that translates into like friendships too? Like if you don't bring me
Oh,
this
that
coffee that I asked you to bring me as a favor, I'm gonna not fuck with you anymore.
it ain't. I mean, it depends on that person if they're that petty, but for the most part, it's more like how reliable you are.
Yeah, are you like
So,
flaky or things like
right,
that? Mm-mm.
like if we make plans, let's say you're the Aries in the situation, I keep flaking on you, you're gonna turn around and probably do a plan for me, for us instead, and be like, you probably be like, hey, let's go to this play on
Oh,
Friday, or
I'm a bail back.
you know what I'm saying? You're like, yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, I'm with it, and then you're like,
Yeah,
yeah, you
about that. How's it feel?
know what I'm saying? It's more like Scorpio energy a little bit, but it's not as sneaky though. But
A little subtle tit for tat.
pretty much. So that's how you know if they don't like you. But if they do like you, then if you take initiative before they do, that's how you typically know.
Mm,
Or if you can stand on your own, because they're
mm,
lone wolves, just like Gemini's in the zodiac. That's why they kind of click for real. Like they don't need nobody for real.
mm.
Great team players and great individuals. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
T.
yeah. Next is good old Taurus. One of my favorite signs. Typically, if they're a high octave. Um, so basically, if you this is how you know if a Taurus likes you, if they're not stingy with their money, right?
Mm,
Or any resource that they have, like they'll give you a lot, like whether it be tangible or intangible, like advice or like love, stuff like that, right? And they don't care about giving you bread either. Like as long as you show them the right amount of love. Now they may make you naive towards. You might want to chill because somebody can give you the energy you want, but it may be murky water that they're giving you. So you might want to be
mm,
careful. You know what I'm saying? Doing all that. But typically the tourists, they'll be like, hey, I see you doing your thing. I've got this little thing building for you. So hey, I'm not gonna be stingy with it. Here you go. Love you.
mm,
But this is how you know they don't like you. They're cutthroat. They're
mm,
really cutthroat. Um, like it may be a thing like you come up to them only to borrow something, then they're gonna cut
mm,
that well off. Like, I ain't got it. They may be a millionaire and they're gonna be, no, I'm broke. I'm broke today. Or if you come there with the same advice, it's like, oh yeah, I don't know, man. I'm out of town. I can't answer this right now. It's like they're really stingy with their emotions and money.
mm.
Typically money though, but that's how you really know if a tourist don't like you. So yeah,
That
and
makes
any tourists
sense.
out there, you better not be naive, but don't be too cutthroat though, because some situations may happen, but with the right discernment, you'll know when to cut the well off. And typically Gemini's, right? Me, this is how I can tell if I don't like you, right? I'll talk about you, right? Not on no gossip shit. It may be, well, me personally, it ain't on no gossip shit. Where I tell the whole town, I may tell my close friends about it, like, man,
Everyone gather in the town square. I have an announcement.
you know what I'm saying? It ain't no shoebox shit with a mega horn, like, hey, yeah, hell yeah, this guy ain't shit. Like, no, it ain't all
Little
that.
little bitch.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, yeah, nah, it ain't all that. I mean, some Geminis might,
Hear
depending
ye, hear ye.
on facts, you know what I'm saying? But typically they'll tell people about the bad qualities about you, your character.
Mm.
And this is how you know if they do like you. They'll talk about you. They'll still talk about you, but it's positive though. They'll go around town
So
like
they're
they're the
just they're just very vocal about if they fuck
pretty
with someone
much.
or not.
It's like they're good for campaigning. Like if you're a good person and they see you trying to get a higher position, we'll talk
Mm,
you up like a motherfucker, like for real, for real.
mm,
Like, oh yeah, Chloe, she's a shit. Like, yeah, you should definitely, whatever you're trying to do, like, yeah, she should definitely get that position for sure. Also to look out
Good
for,
advocate.
sometimes it can be confusing though, because we may like you a lot, but we'll still harp on the negative. So it's kind of confusing because it ain't just like, oh yeah, she may be the shit, but I don't like this though. It's like a percentage with us.
Hmm.
So if positive outweighs the negative shit we're talking about you, then we really like you. But if it's the other way around, we don't fuck with you. Excuse me. Sorry.
So what's the advice then for like people who are trying to like understand where they're at with that person if it's so like
With the
depends on the
Gemini,
day. Yeah.
I can't answer you that. I don't know
Depends
why.
on the person.
I don't know. I don't know because some Geminis, we're all fickle. I'm gonna just be honest. Geminis are just fickle. Like you don't even know because you think if they negatively talk about you that they automatically don't like you. It's probably some things that frustrate them, and that's why they vocalize it. But typically, that doesn't necessarily mean they don't like you, though. See how confusing that is?
It's not like a definite thing. It's like a just because they're feeling some type of way. Yeah, because maybe it's very passive and like, maybe I'm not a fan of this thing, but I still fuck with them though. You know what I mean? So it might not be a real indicator of them just speaking on the things that they don't like as a whole if they like you or not.
Right. So
Okay.
I really can't answer that. Like it really depends, like you said, on that person, but who knows? Because that one like negative thing they say may draw that out to an extent to make it your whole character. So
Mm,
it really depends. I'm gonna be honest. Because I did my fair share of campaigning and it's like, yeah, I have no idea. But any questions so far?
no, I'm just listening.
All right. So with cancer, right? I kind of explained this yesterday, but how typically they don't like you is if they care about you negatively. Like the essence itself of actually caring negatively though, because they care regardless, but if they care about you in the negative light, then it's like, they really don't like you. It's like how moody they are when you're around and all that stuff. And it's like just
Like
the
they're
essence,
fixated on like the bad qualities or something like that.
not fixated or fixated. It's more like um because then it turns into obsession in that way. But no, it's not like that. It's more like let's say somebody was talking to you and the person that's talking to you is a cancer and they're like harping on someone at work or something or their friend group, like, oh man.
Mm.
But it's like so aggressive and like, you know what I'm saying? Like emotional.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Because it'll be different if it was somebody else that they were negatively against, right? But if it's in a calmer way, like, oh, I don't like when they do this, they still care about them in a sensitive way that they're not
that
gonna
makes
really.
so much sense because I knew one and they were very like they came home with like an anger of like a they wouldn't relax about it. I'm like, yo, it's you're not there anymore. Like you're home, you can breathe and relax. I'm like, yeah, but I just didn't like that they did this and da 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 da. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you don't know how to like let it go. Like you're gonna
But
let
that is them letting go.
Oh, interesting. But I feel like at what point is it like your attention is still on it and it like it doesn't feel like that. Like it doesn't feel like freeing if you're still so focused on it, you know?
I mean, it is because you got to remember when we do flush out emotions, it's not always going to be in one sitting. Like
Mm,
when you move on from something, especially how detrimental and like the severity of it, it's not going to be really just one trauma dump and that's it. They may be feeling like that for a long ass time, like with any human. But with them, the expression, that's the word, the
mhm.
expression, because like I said, how they split it up, like let's say there was another person that probably did the same thing, but they're more calmer because they actually care about them in a positive light. So then they're
Mm,
gonna be like, they can be like, I hate that they did that. I'm gonna just give them some space.
makes
Versus the person,
sense.
yeah. So, and
Okay.
then if they do, oh, I'm sorry.
No, I just said okay.
Oh, and if they positively love you or like you, they'll nurture you to death. Like I'm talking about, like cuddle bugs, all kind of stuff. Like it'll be to no prevail. Like they'll do that forever. That's how they know. Like how you know they like you. It's like servitude times 10. You know.
Hmm. Okay.
And they'll campaign too. A lot of them do tend to campaign, you know, about you in a positive light. Uh, Leos, been waiting for this one. So this is how you know a Leo don't like you, right? They won't share the spotlight with you, right? So, or they'll probably like let's say I'm the Leo and you trying to take credit for something I did, like like a lot of Leos like to boast at times, but some Leos like being in the background, aka campfire Leos, where you don't really see them, but they typically get the credit anyways because the person that put them on will give them that credit. But if that Leo doesn't like you, right, and you don't really boast them up, like, yeah, like, you know, I did this all by myself. I really ain't had no help. They gonna be like, hold up, bruh. That was me that picked you up every day. So you can get this. Nah, we ain't doing that. Like they will gladly do that. Now, some Leos, if that person didn't mention them, typically it's like an internal thing, like, oh, I know I helped. I don't need to actually hear that I did great. I mean, I
Mhm.
know I helped, you know what I'm saying? But if they don't like you, they gonna be like, nope, nope, I'm good. I did all that. They didn't do shit. It was me, bitch. Fuck out of here. And they gonna be like, oh,
Mhm.
what the hell?
That's funny.
Now, if a Leo does like you, well, typically, they'll tell people about you, and that is a reflection of them getting credit too. So, for example, if I'm your manager and I'm a Leo, right? I'm gonna boast you all the time because not only that you're my artist, I'm also getting the credit because I'm the one that found you. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
automatically just boast you. A lot of managers typically like being Leos or Sagittarius because that's the entertainment energy in general. But actually, that I should say that's a good placement if you are trying to be a manager. You should be a Leo for sure.
Mhm.
So if I'm going out my way to actually boast you up, Leos, it's hard for them to do that anyways. Yeah, I'm talking about y'all. Uh, then that's a cool Leo to have around, typically. So yeah, if they really parade you around and stuff, that's a great Leo to have. And they do
You're in the good books.
And they typically do have big friend groups doing that shit too. So I mean,
Mhm.
typically they do anyways because they get attention. But you know, a Leo that does that has good friends
Yeah.
around. So next is Virgo. So with them, how you can tell if a Virgo don't like you if you don't work hard around them. Not to a point where it's like a sweatshop kind of energy. It's more like if they don't see you putting in work, but you complaining about stuff not getting done, they are not gonna like you at all. It's like, dude, we have the same materials. How are you struggling? Like, they're so perfectionist with it. It's like, bro, I'm done. How come you're not done? I'm like, Virgo, y'all gotta chill, bro. Like, people have different speeds. Nobody is detail oriented as you. Okay, it's all right, y'all. But typically if that Virgo's a cool person, also they'll typically help the person that's struggling too. But after that second go around, if you still struggling, like okay, I'm fuck that. I'm doing this on my own. I'm good. I see that you're very true.
Ah, I feel like that's me in so many ways. Like, I think that because I've like tutored and helped like teach people before out of like my teachers loved me because I would always finish my work early and go help other kids kind of thing. But like, if I am really patient and I take my time and I explain it, I even show them on my paper how I did it and I help them, and they're still like, I don't understand. I'm like, well, sucks to suck. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I give up and I walk away. Because, like, at what point is it like, all right, you're not even doing anything to help yourself at this point? Like, you're not using the tools and resources around you. So I think I resonate with that a little bit.
True. I mean,
Yeah.
I would get my work done early too, but I was so scattered brained, I wouldn't even try to help because it's like nobody's gonna help me. And then plus on top of that, it's like shoot, I'm like, I don't know. I was such a class clown. I knew the teacher would think I was just trying to make other kids fail if I did help them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like, David, you're passing your classes, but it's like, you're such a nuisance in here. Like, I don't want you to help nobody. They didn't say that, but I felt that energy. And I was like, ha, I'm going to throw this paper ball at someone. It's like, yeah, I was such a class clown. It was wild, but
No, I'd be sitting there in silence, like I'm bored, and then I'd like glance over and I'd see someone like with their hand in their head, and they're just like, I don't know. And I would like look at my teacher and I'd be like, you want me to? And she'd be like, they're like, okay. And so I go and help over.
I ain't gonna lie. If I seen that if you was in my class, I would slick smile a little bit because I'd be like, hmm. Nice.
Yeah, because what the fuck else am I gonna do? I'm done.
I was on my phone. Like, I didn't give a damn because it's like, I was so done with school. Like, I
Well,
graduated.
yeah, in high school I didn't really do that all that much. I think that really that was a lot of
Even in
like,
college, I was like,
oh,
nah.
in college it's survival of the fittest. No one talked to me. I helped my friends like if I felt like it was reciprocated, like if
Right.
they, then it's like, okay, like I'm strong in this area, you're strong in this area, we help each other. I had one of my friends, love him to death. I wouldn't have passed astronomy if it weren't for him. This man did everything for me. So I think that like I know who is worth putting my time and energy into if I'm strong in that area, knowing that inevitably, like that's why I feel like people shouldn't be stingy with helping in that way, because at one point you're not going to know and you're going to need help. And someone that you did dirty might be the one who can help you, and they're going to be like,
Right.
So I do think it's good to be open to helping people in that way.
True.
Sometimes
True.
build connections and a network.
Oh, I do that all rip. It's just like,
Yeah.
shit. I mean, hey, I'm in this class too, shit. But this is how you know if a Virgo can help you or wants to help you or does like you, I should say.
Mm.
If you think sharper than them, right?
Oh,
Like if you're
interesting.
quick and witty, because that's why Geminis and Virgos, they're cousins, right? They both share Mercury.
Mm.
So that's a whole other video of why that makes sense. But yeah, that's why typically they bond the quickest because they're sharp thinkers, and it's like we're always on top when it comes to the speed or whatever. But if they see other people actually doing that, also that is not a Gemini or a Virgo, they're like, okay, all right, all right. I mean, if you do need help, I fuck with you, I fuck with you, But typically, also scheduling. If you're a great scheduler, hell yeah. Like if they don't need to help you, they'll help you if that makes any kind of sense.
It
Like if
makes perfect sense.
you know what I'm saying, like if they can see that, like if you can actually keep up with them, and then they'd be like, oh, okay, well, I got this little detail if you do need help though. I see you though. I see you though. So that's how you really know. And Libras, this is like the most chaotic one, right? Because typically, if you know a Libra doesn't like you, did I say Leo?
No,
Or
you
did
said
I say,
Libra.
oh, I said Libra? Okay. A Libra, if they don't like you, typically, man, it's kind of hard to tell because they could be so nurturing, right? But in the back of their mind, it's like, oh, I remember that thing you did, so I'm gonna just like Uno reverse your ass and then not and fuck you over. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be like it's so sneaky with them, especially the October Libras. It's like, no, sorry, September. Sorry, October. September Libras. Typically with them, it's like they give you the okey doke when it comes to like if they don't like you. It's like they'll nurture you and stuff and do all that supportive stuff. But they remember that thing you did a couple months back and be like, oh yeah, this is why I betrayed you right here. Like, damn,
Out of
sad.
nowhere.
And then if they do like you, it's the same shit. But the severity of the betrayal is not as harsh. It'll be some minute shit like, oh babe, I forgot something. It's not as devastating if like they broke up with you or ruined a 4-year marriage, right? So typically, if they don't or do like you, it's the same thing, but it's the severity of the betrayal, right? So, and they're ruled by the scales, right? So it's all about a balance thing within them and you. So that's why that one's kind of confusing. So if you do know a Libra near you, ask them that, and they'll
If
probably they'll
you
probably
see a Libra near you, sounds like an infomercial.
lie. And then Scorpio, this should be an easier one. Um, but if not, if they don't like you, typically you won't know until they leave, right? Friendship, relationship, even a job. They're not gonna. They'll be so respectful, depending on the rapport. They'll put in their 2 weeks, right? But then they're gonna talk shit about the company. Or if they do put in their 2 weeks, or let's say they don't even quit. Let's say a manager was giving them a hard time. They'll work their hardest to get a higher position than them and then fire you.
I
You
kind of
know,
have respect for that.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, same, because I would do that too. Honestly,
It's the
uh,
long game.
it is the long game. And it stings the worst because it's like they see you worked hard for it. They'll just fuck around and work hard for it so you don't have it, right? And when it comes to relationships, if they don't like you, typically they wouldn't go out with you in the beginning. It's kind of like a proving game because they're fixed signs, right? You kind of have to prove to them their worth, kind of like Taurus, you know what I'm saying, Aquarius, and who's the other one? Leo? Yeah, Leo. You gotta have to kind of prove to them that you're worthy of actually going out
Yeah,
with
it's like show me the Carfax before I invest in you kind of thing.
them. Exactly. But Tauruses, they have it bad. You probably won't go out with them for like 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Probably three, depending on what age you are. I mean, if you're young, it's gonna be quick, but older, hell no. But but if you can, if a Scorpio does like you though, then obviously that you're still in their life because typically Scorpios don't have many friends because of the trustworthy factor that they have. So if they do like you and you're still their friend, you are super worthy. Like they like you for real. Like they can trust you with everything they got. Cause it's kind of like finding the holy grail with them. Like once you go
Mm.
through the dungeons and them rooms and stuff, and you find that holy grail,
You
that's
walked
you.
in.
You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? That's you. So they're gonna hold to you as a prize because it's
You
like,
passed
damn,
the tests.
you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm glad you said that because they relate to their cousin Aries when it comes to the
Mm.
test thing. But except for Aries setting up the traps, Scorpio set up traps with their emotions. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Aries does it with their actions. You know what I'm saying? They
Mm.
gotta see you visually because fire's vision, right? So they gotta actually see you cook or whatever the fuck you're doing. Or Scorpio, you gotta emotionally prove that you're worthy. But yeah, then we got good old Sag. That's my rising sign, by the way. So Sag typically deals with, how you travel financially, mentally, physically for the most part, but just experiencing. That's the whole thing with Sag.
Mm.
And not being trapped. I'm not gonna lie, Sag. I'm gonna just be honest. Y'all got to stop mentally caging yourselves because typically you think if you're in a situation and you're stuck that you're typically trapped, and that's not even the truth. Okay, you're fine, y'all. Okay, and this is how you can tell if they don't like you. If you can't accept change, right? So let's say this Sag is like a rock star or something like that, but they tour a lot. If you can't accept that, I'm sorry, but you're shit out of luck. I'm gonna be honest. And also, if you don't like doing things in general, like experiencing things with them, it doesn't have to necessarily be traveling. You can just, want to do things with them. They love that, like doing things, bungee jumping, zip lining, track and
Mm.
field. It ain't got to be athletic stuff, but just things in general. Um, but if they do like you, they just like experiencing stuff with you, learning with you. Um, Now, typically, if they also don't like you, they'll ghost you. I forgot to put that. They're big ghosts. Their zodiac sign should have been a ghost, the Ghostbuster ghost. You feel me? Um, but typically, if they stick around and you're comfortable with them moving around for long periods of time and coming back like nothing left off, then yeah, they like you. Like they'll marry you at that point. I was like, okay, she's cool. I'm like, oh yeah, he's cool. Like, yeah, heck yeah. Um, Capricorn, here you go. Typically, when it comes to Capricorns not liking you, typically it's like a hierarchical thing or like more like face status thing where it's like they observe how you're treated to the public, right? Like if it's different from how they treat that Capricorn versus how people treat the person that you're observing, if those two things are different, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Nah, because if they treat you negatively and you treat me positively, you're gonna betray me sooner or later. I know it. I know it. I know it. I'm out of
Yeah,
here.
it's like you need something. Like, what do you
Right.
want?
You buttering me up for what, bruh?
But yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Um,
no one likes an ass kisser in that
right.
context.
right. So if they do like you, typically they want to see you hold your own.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Typically they do want to see if you can hold your own. Also, if your face card isn't smutted, if you can handle pressure for real, because it's like they don't want to be the what would it be called? They don't want to be the sheep herder all the damn time. They don't want to lead all the damn time because
Mhm.
like they want to see if they have to if let's say they have to step down the position for a period of time. Can you hold this position while I'm gone? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They really are people of proof. Like if proving a point was a person, that's all for real. Like you, like Taurus is like, yeah, you can prove to them, but just give them a sandwich, they good. Or if a Virgo, just give them a planner, they good. But with Capricorn, it's kind of like, damn, I gotta, I gotta get a hiring letter. I gotta talk to they PR. I gotta talk to their manager. So many doorways with people I gotta talk to, even if it's with
You
their.
know why? Because I've just gotten so sick as a Capricorn of being fucking damage control. Why are y'all so helpless? We're like, do you know how many times I get asked a question where I'm like, do you have fingers to type into Google, my guy? Why are you asking me this shit? It's crazy. And I've spent so much time like explaining and helping, and she parting me like, come on, it's this way. Let's go across the street. Like, grow up. Anyway, because
Fact.
that's just the honest truth. Like, I think because like I had to figure things out on my own. Like, I I only reach out for help after spending time like really actively letting answers like come to me or seeking them out in some way. Like, I give myself time to marinate and like allow things to come in before I actively bother someone else when I could have. Because the worst feeling in the world is being like, oh, like, how do you do this? And then someone's like, this is how you do it. And they show you the Google answer, and you're like, fuck, I could have done that. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm just that person who I'm like, I'm gonna do everything in my power to figure it out before I ask somebody. So, like, yeah,
True. Same. Yeah.
makes sense. That adds up for me as a
Oh, for
Capricorn.
sure. I get it. Like my little brother, he's a Capricorn, but he's a Pisces moon. So typically I'm the leader and it gets kind of draining. Not saying he can't be a leader, but it's like, come on, bro.
No,
But
I get tired. I'm like, can someone else like give me a minute? Like, I just want to go walk a little slower, please. Let
you
someone
know what
else
I'm
take the
saying?
map.
Yeah, facts. I
But I
get it.
love being a passenger princess because I don't have to think.
Oh, I ain't got no problem with taking the wheel. I got you, man. I got you.
I believe it.
So when it comes to the Aquarius energy, if they don't like you, they'll roast the shit out of you, right? Or but they'll do it amongst the friend group that they're in, right? Or if they're bold enough, they'll say it to your face. But it'll be on a critique level, not
Hmm.
disrespecting your physical attributes. It'll be like, man, this Buster, like, man, he can't even do this, bro. Like, let's say y'all talking about something, and then out of nowhere, he or she be like, yeah, but you ain't got this though. Like, you can't do that though. Like, and you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll throw shots at you, but it's more of a critique thing. And this is how you know if they like you. If they just roast you, like in general, like, oh, big hitters, like, you know what I'm saying? Or if they they'll like make plans and cancel on purpose. They're so wild cardy, like it's so ridiculous. Like they be like, hey, you trying to go to the basketball court tomorrow night? And then when like the time comes, they be like, well, oh my bad, bro, it canceled. And then you probably see them at the court hooping and shit. Like, why you lie? Like, oh well, yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They're good and bad liars. You know what I'm saying? But they'll sometimes make up plans and be flaky on purpose. On purpose. I don't know. Shout out to my Aquarius homies. You are at
That's
times.
funny because I have a lot of Aquarius in my chart, and I feel like I am that person like to a degree. I think that I've become this person where I'm like, yeah, like maybe not after all, and like, like the time comes and I'm like, do I actually want to go after all? And I'm like, well, I don't want to be that person to like change plans again, so I'm gonna just go.
I'm an Aquarius moon. I do that by default. I love a pushback of a schedule. Yes, let's do it in 2 months. I don't know why. Now,
Yeah.
if it's something I don't care about, I'm like, yeah, let's push that shit. But if it's something that I do care about, I'm like, oh, yeah,
Yeah,
let's
because a lot of the time I was thinking about doing it and not wanting to say it. So when someone else does it, I'm like, yeah.
facts. Like, thank you. I felt the same shit.
I also feel like I unintentionally critique and call people out like that a little bit too. Because like they'll be like, yeah, like I did this yesterday. I'm like, yeah, but did you do that other thing you said to me?
Oof. Yeah, I ain't that critical shit. I was like,
See, I don't view it as critical. I'm like, oh, like that's great, but like, what about that other thing you said? Did you do
ooh,
that?
oof. I know
Oh,
what not to say now. I'm only gonna say my
well,
accolades.
here's the thing. Don't be public about what you're trying to do and not expect other people to be like, "Oh, how's that thing you said?"
That is true because people do that just to flex, be like, oh yeah, I just put the studio. Okay, let's see it. Don't tell me about it. Show about it. Last but not least, we got Pisces. Now, this one is kind of confusing like Libra a little bit, but they're like the Lulu, right? Because it's more like if they don't like you, they won't ask you to go anywhere with them in a sense of like when it comes to like deep thought, like they're not going to be as emotionally intelligent with you or just like it'll be just small talk. And it's not like they don't necessarily like you as a person. It's just like they can't take you there spiritually. You know what I'm saying? If they don't like you, like let's say you're talking, even if you are a spiritual person, you're just talking with them about it. They're like, cool, right? Because there's something within you they don't like that they will never dive deep with you like that. You know what I'm saying? So you might want to check your spiritual stuff, y'all. If a Pisces does not want to dive deep with you, there's something wrong with you in that area of life. So yeah, check that 12th house or check where you if you don't have Pisces, that's fine, but mainly check that 12th house energy and check that 10th house energy too. Wherever you no 10th, not 10th, sorry, ninth. But yeah, if they do like you, typically they'll be there as a support system, but also they'll vent to you a lot, or they're good at interpreting things that you know you didn't really see. They're like out of the box characters. Like there's that one detail that you didn't even cover. Like, damn, how'd you see that? I don't know. But yeah, they're really good at that. They're like the wild cards for real, for real. Like for the most part, like they're really reliable for parties too. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna hold you. Like if you need a designated driver, but they'll get turned up, but just enough where they can still have a good time and drive us home safe. Um, you know what I'm saying? But if they don't like you, they're not gonna invite you anywhere. Like, yeah, they can go to this big mansion party that, you know what I'm saying? Let's say, for example, like Lady Gaga or some shit or All American Rejects. They just had a secret party not too long ago. I think it was 2 days ago. My homegirl, she posted it. But yeah, you won't go there either. They're not gonna invite you. Like they'll record it and everything, send it to you and all. Oh yeah, I was here. Hell yeah. You know that's my favorite band, right? Yeah, but I was there. So but if they do like you, you're gonna be in their world. So yeah, typically that's how it is for all the signs. Now, if you are the sign that is not, that's on the other side of what I just said, well, hey, you know how you act. I ain't gotta explain that. But typically, with your own discernment about your sun sign, always remember it's how you act, and your moon sign is how you react. Always remember that. So typically, when you see people act a certain way based on how you act towards them, it's not their sun sign doing that. Just as a quick little tip, people get that confused, like, oh, he's a Cancer, he's crying. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks like that because that's what his sun sign is, but internally his moon is what's actually fueling what it looks like on how he's reacting to you. So just remember that, y'all. A lot of people be getting confused with that stuff, but yeah, that's all I got for today, folks, on that aspect. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
Thank
Um,
thank you, Dr. Banks. I found that so fascinating because I think that I've kind of, like I said earlier, learned how to observe how to read a room, so to speak, intuitively and like energetically without knowing what people's signs are, right? So I was never really able to pinpoint, oh, they're this way because this is where they are in their chart kind of thing. And I also, because when you said like, oh, the moon is kind of how you're reacting. I was like, oh, that's interesting because I never really heard it put that way because I, and we also remember everybody that where your stars are and what your chart is helps give clarity around maybe why and how you are the way you are and where it shows up in different areas of your life. But there's a lot of other factors into what's made you who you are and how you respond to yourself and others in your life everywhere, right? So there's other factors. It's not solely because, I thought about when you said, oh, because like they're cancer and they're like, crying. It's like, yeah, but we're also still human beings. And there's a lot of other triggers that are completely separate from your astrological sign somewhere in your chart that could be a reason.
When I say crying, I don't mean in the sense of like sorrow. I mean in the sense of whining or complaining.
Mm.
Because shout out to my cancer people out there. You guys do whine like a mug. So I had to say it because it couldn't get confused as being sorrow. You know what I'm saying? Crying just to do it. But sometimes I'll be whining.
Yeah, like
That can be
complaining a little
misinterpreted.
bit.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But that's a big stereotype because anyone can whine. It's how you do it, right?
Yeah, right. And that's why I was like, I think that a lot of people take like, I'm a Capricorn, so I'm just like this. And it kind of takes away any accountability from self-reflection and growing and evolving and changing to a degree. So I think people have to be mindful that just because that exists doesn't mean that other things don't exist within you too that have you respond the way that people do. And in terms of like reading a room, I think that helped bring so much clarity to me because I think that now I'm gonna be like, oh, I think I get that you don't fuck with me like that. Because like this is probably your sign, and I think it will help me kind of like put pieces together in the specifics of action when really like if someone responds to me in a certain way, it's pretty rare that I look at what they're saying or doing. I almost interpret it just the energy. I don't look at the physical words or the physical actions. I usually, because people can say something or do something that isn't really in alignment with them, and I sense that disconnect. So, like, someone will be like, yeah, like, that's fine. And something in me is like, no, it's not. No, it's not. I already know intuitively that you are not fucking with this and you're just saying that or you're just doing that because I could see like, oh, this person, I'll like sense like, oh, this person's kind of giving me people pleaser. You know what I mean? Or like, oh, like this person like really is trying to like kiss my ass. You know what I mean? Or, I can see and sense almost how they are in a group setting. Like, I think I've been, as my conscious awareness has expanded a little bit throughout my life, how I operate in public busy settings is so different. I used to be very in my own world and like be focused on like what we're doing next or like talking to my friends like, "Oh, how are you? Like what do you want to do?" Da, 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 da. Now like I'll just like sit and just like observe people. And it's so interesting to me because I'll like my eyeballs will immediately go to someone in the corner and I'm like, oh, like that person looks very secure in themselves and warm and welcoming. And I can sense like, oh, like that's someone who I can go chit chat with, right? Sometimes I'll have like this intuitive radar that's like that person's gonna bring chaos, don't go near them kind of thing. So I've learned my energetic navigation system because like sometimes like I'll and I think about like the frats a lot when I was in college and like I'd like be like where it's like really busy and I wasn't aware of it at the time, but like someone would walk by me and I'd feel this like sinking to my basically to my ass, really, because it wasn't just like a pit in my stomach, it was like a whoo, like a heavy, and I'm like, ugh. But like I'm thinking, and I'll like turn to my friend and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm feeling maybe I'm too drunk. Like I don't know, like what's happening here. And then, but like now I can look back and like, oh, Chloe, you felt that energy shift when a certain presence walked by you, but you didn't know what was you, what was them, what energy even was at that time, let alone be able to read it the way that I do now. But I think it's very interesting to, if you know someone, to have like what you're saying as knowledge and understanding in terms of how you're perceived or other people perceive you, but also having that inner knowing and wisdom and intuitive nudge of, well, even if I do know that concrete thing about them, something in me is still telling me that I don't resonate with that. Now that could have to do with maybe the fact that you're opposing signs. There's always like reasoning as that could be, but I do find it very helpful to sometimes remove the conditions or like limitations around like, is someone just like this entirely, or is this just like a subtle influence or nuance, or is this a stronger, and then you develop relationships. But I think the key to having relationships are a, not caring about what anyone really thinks about you. Don't stress too much about whether or not someone likes you. I don't want people watching this video being like, oh my God, like if he does this, like I know he's in love with me. Like, no, guys, don't do that, please. Okay. Don't stress me out like that.
Right, because this isn't used. This isn't supposed to be used to manipulate people and to
Mm-mm.
determine because, like you said, there's other factors to determine if someone actually doesn't like you based on intention, how you approached, all kind of stuff. But in the characteristic sense, just getting to know a person along the line, that's how you know, depending on what sign they are. Not immediate, not
Yeah.
immediate.
Or
So
if you're someone who feels like your social awareness or like social cues is not super strong, like if you don't get that intuitive sense, like, oh, this person doesn't want to talk to me, this is helpful, right? Because we're giving examples of how other people might show that they like you or don't, so you can determine for yourself if you want to have a relationship or continue pursuing a relationship with said person, right? It kind of gives you context when maybe you struggle to find that on your own. Because there are people who can't read the room, they
yeah,
just don't have that ability. So this does give, solid advice on, here's an example of how maybe this person might not want to say it, but this is how they're behaving, and kind of give you a clue. But we want to encourage you not only to use this information to help yourself in that way, but also to tap into, how do you feel around this person? Because I think I ignored that for a long time and was very focused on the behaviors and actions of other people, but not how I felt about it. And if it was something I resonated with, or if I felt like I had to take care of their responses, like you're just not responsible for the way anyone else feels ultimately. So, but that was great. I learned so much.
glad you did. Glad you did.
We hope you all did too. And we want to thank you so much for tuning in to watch. Typically, we do our celestial check-in at the end of each video. We're actually going to start doing a separate playlist now. So we're gonna wrap this up, and thank you guys again. Baby, got anything else to say to the people to sign off?
New music coming out soon by yours truly. Um, New book coming out by hers truly.
we it's in the process, guys. Might not be for a while, but
But
just know I'm cooking.
we also trying to cook up some merch later in the year. Got something else, but I ain't gonna say the other thing. But we got a lot of merch and stuff coming out, a lot of projects, but that's all I got.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Thank you guys again so much. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.